Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Brian, I'd love to start with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's such an odd relationship. Where is that relationship right now, the organization, the fan base with Jimmy G?
If there was ever a time to do a trust fall between Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo, this would be the time. Coming off of that performance, a 4-touchdown performance. It was, dare I say, it was a Bill Walshian offense that was out there on Monday Night Football, with a quarterback that was facilitating efficiently all of the playmakers on offense and even making some second reaction play and, getting the ball to McCaffrey and Debo and Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. It was so reminiscent of Joe Montana getting out, making plays, making throws to Brent Jones and Jerry Rice and John Taylor and Tom Rathman and Roger Craig. I mean, maybe it's just like holiday nostalgia for me, but that was a really fun one to watch, which is why, by the way, Matt, that I'm a little bit worried now, short week, that this could potentially be a trap game against the Saints coming up after such a good field in Mexico City on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you enjoyed that nostalgia. You just gave me a tick thinking about all this stuff. From the old NFC West, when the Saints would just get hammered by the Niners. Even when the Saints had a glimmer, like a little sliver of prosperity with Bobby Hebert and Eric Martin and Dalton Hilliard and the Dome Patrol, they could never beat the Niners, ever. So, bleep
it'd be
the
funny
Niners.
if the 49ers come out in a little split-backs formation, old school,
God.
right, to start off the game against the Saints this week.
Oh, my God. Bleep the Niners. Bleep you and all the Niners people forever. Not really. I like you, Brian. You sound like a nice guy. Hey, we've gotten to see a lot of Christian McCaffrey over his career, obviously being in the NFC South there at Carolina. What has he meant to this offense?
It's really hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, and the answer is kind of everything. Like, I would say glue guy, like immediately high-level character, locker room guy, just seeing the players after, no matter who scores the touchdown, so genuinely it looks like excited for each other. His ability as a running back is among the best in the league, but Elijah Mitchell has outproduced him as a running back since Elijah Mitchell came back as well. It's not like he's getting such high volume targets in the passing game that he's making a huge impact there, although he's doing a little bit of both and he's playing well no matter what he's asked to do. I would say just filling in the gaps a little bit, taking the attention of the defense away from Debo in some ways to really make it so defenses have to play the 49ers extremely honest. That's one of the biggest things. And then I would point to third down percentage and red zone. So getting in the red zone, getting in the end zone more often when you get down there instead of kicking field goals, not some big Robbie Gold games. And then, converting those first downs when you get into the third down situations, and you can do so many things with Christian McCaffrey. So it's hard to pinpoint it when looking just at statistics with Christian McCaffrey. I think it's been clearly a lot more than that. And really, anytime you spend a lot on a running back, as far as resources go, you just hope he stays healthy. And so I actually like that Elijah Mitchell's getting more carries, especially, in closeout situations, second half situations, than Christian McCaffrey. He's got to keep the guy healthy.
Is there a weakness offensively?
It's funny because I would have said it's either Jimmy Garoppolo or the offensive line, and then Jimmy Garoppolo comes out and plays the best game of his 49ers career and was sacked 0 times, and the 49ers are, over 5.5 yards per carry on the ground. So even the offensive line's played at a really fantastic level. And the interior having 3 new starters this year, that's been a little bit of a surprise, and it's come together so good for the 49ers, which is what worries me because so many things are going great for the 49ers right now. And the NFL, if you think you have a feeling about what a team is and what's going on in the league, you just wait a week, and it has that ability the NFL does to make you look really silly the following week.
You mean like the Saints shutting out the Raiders 24-0 and then getting clobbered by in consecutive weeks by the Ravens and the Steelers. I mean, yeah.
Yes, exactly like that. And like the Minnesota Vikings who go beat the Bills and then get beat 40-3 by the Cowboys.
What a league, which makes it so hard to predict. Brian Peacock is with us, the host of Locked On 49ers, Saints, Niners, of course, this weekend out in the Bay Area. Defensively, I mean, they look like the 49ers, man. I mean, is there any, when they've had shortcomings defensively, where have they been vulnerable?
Oh, I would say they're getting a little bit thin in the defensive secondary with some injuries. If Charvarius Ward goes down, you'd be leaning on guys like Yamador Lenore, who's played really well, and Ambry Thomas, and then some of those guys. Charvarius Ward's been really good, even better than I thought free agent signing for the 49ers. And they just have stars on every level, which makes it so difficult. I would say defending the run because of their defensive interior, both starting defensive tackles are out. D'Amico Ryan's done such a good job of making up for that, though, and kind of mugging up the front and changing the looks. And it's just really hard to pinpoint something they've not done well. They haven't started amazing recently, but the last 3 games, the 49ers are beating teams 54-0. D'Amico Ryan's defense has blanked the last 3 teams in the second half. So it's really scary, everything coming together right now the way it is for the 49ers on both sides of the ball.
Awesome. Sounds really great for the Saints heading out to the Bay. The Niners are 6-4 and tied with Seattle right now for first place in the West. Is this a team that has legitimate championship aspirations?
Yes, absolutely. And they've been so inconsistent this year that some people had wanted to throw them right in the mix as the, maybe top 4 team in the NFL. And I was hesitant to believe it because I just wanted to see it come together a little bit more. And really on Monday Night Football, we saw that. And look, the Arizona Cardinals are a disaster. That's another part of this where, if things could look very different a week or 6 days removed from that and a lot of travel. The 49ers went up to Colorado Springs to get ready for Monday Night Football down in Mexico City. So a lot of travel the last week and then playing on a short week, luckily at home for the 49ers this week against the Saints. But I would say that most NFL teams should not want to see the 49ers coming up on their schedule. That's the way I put it.
What's the key on Sunday for the Niners against the Saints?
That efficiency, keeping the efficiency going. Jimmy Garoppolo is throwing half or less as many turnover-worthy throws as he had for the 49ers this year. So that plays, he's healthy with his arm, so that's all key. But if he starts throwing the ball to the other team and you get those robber coverages jumping in front of a dig route and taking the ball the other way, I think that's where the 49ers might get into trouble. And if they're maybe not able to stop the run and they're not able to play bully ball in the second half with the lead, I think that would be the formula. Hit one over the top with Chris Olave, who I've been so impressed with as a rookie. That's probably the path to victory for the Saints.
Last thing for you, Brian, is Jimmy Garoppolo on the 49ers roster next year?
That's so tough. I don't think so. The 49ers do, though, need a veteran quarterback to pair with just still so much unknown with Trey Lance. And I would assume next offseason is going to be the same as this offseason where they're all in on Trey Lance. Trey Lance is the guy, but you still don't know what he's going to be. And Jimmy Garoppolo, if he keeps playing like he is right now, and the 49ers go potentially win a Super Bowl, it's going to be really hard to say that, yeah, okay, just go ahead and walk away. But again, they're paying $12 million to a running back now because they just traded for him, and they've got high-value players on the offensive line and at linebacker and at tight end, and some positions that traditionally you don't pay a lot of money to. So it's going to be so hard for them to pay everybody and throw a big-time quarterback contract on top of it. So at this point, I would say it's pretty slim that Jimmy Garoppolo would come back, and he should have some suitors. But I guess you can never say never because it's probably more likely he's back next year than it was this year, and we know how it went this year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too, man. Like it's almost like the Nick Foles situation in Philly. He wins a Super Bowl and they picked Carson Wentz.
Hey, thanks, guy.
Brian Peacock, Locked On 49 to subscribe up to the pod. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time.
Hey, always fun. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.